Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing well, right? So let's discuss our NKP 7. So the topic is revision simplified. You are going to simplify our revision here. Right here I'm going to cover the best method of second revision and what next, right? So to begin with the second revision, obviously we need to end the first revision. And we all know that there are few students who have already finished their first revision in the month of October and they have started the next revision, which I told that is considered as the first revision, not the second. First revision, not the second revision. Few students finished their first revision by November first week and few of them finished by November 19th, that is along with the INACET. Right? So all these students who have finished their first revision, who have started the next revision, which is considered our first revision, whatever it is, so now after INACET onwards, you need to start a fresh revision that is known as second revision, right? So those students now whose first revision is still pending, that means they have not finished their first revision. For few students, they told they're going to finish their first revision by November 30. Another 3 to 4 subjects are pending. So what they need to do? Obviously, you also have to start second revision after INACET onwards. Sir, how to start? We have not yet finished the first revision. Whether to leave the first revision, I'm not telling to leave the first revision. So whatever subjects which are pending, 3 to 4 subjects, you start with those subjects only and cover those 4 subjects, but consider that in the second revision. In the second revision, so these 4 subjects are like overlapping subjects for you people. For both first revision, between first revision and second revision, these are the overlapping 4 subjects. Now after INACET onwards, you need to read these 4 subjects, then continue reading the other 15 subjects, complete the 19 subjects. That is the best method. But even though your first revision is pending, it's like after INACET you have started your second revision, right? Now sir, how to give the second revision? Very important. So to understand how to give the second revision, first you need to understand the concept behind the revision. Very important. What is the concept behind the revision? See, the first revision and second revisions are very important. Afterwards, whatever revision you give, that is considered as fast revision. The third, fourth, fifth, whatever you give, that is considered as fast revision. But first revision and second revisions are not like fast revision. They are very not revisions. They are very important. So understand the concept behind first revision and second revision. See, first revision is like preliminary revision and second revision is like core revision, or you can say very important revision. Very important revision. Once again, I'm telling you, very important revision. Why it is very important? How you have finished your first revision, that is not important, but how you have finished your second revision, that is very important, because based on this your PGCET is completely dependent. Your PGCET is completely dependent on this, how you have finished your second revision. So now understand what is first revision. See, the aim of the first revision is just to finish the first revision as soon as possible. Start the first revision and finish the first revision as soon as possible. Finish the subject in the stipulated time. No need to extend the time. That's what I told you. So do not extend or elaborate your first revision, because how much ever you are going to read after first revision, don't try to see how much you remember or how much you're confident in the subject, because after first revision you feel you do not remember most of the things, and obviously you will not develop confidence or confident in any subject. That's why no need to prolong the first revision. The confidence you are going to develop only after second revision. That is what I'm telling. So first revision you need to start as early as possible, finish as early as possible. So done. It is this just like a screening revision, preliminary revision or your second revision, which is the core revision. That's why I told give only SWT, subject wise test, because you need to get perfect in each and every subject. But once you come to second revision, see the second revision, which is the core revision, which is the very important and main revision. Here it is not just like you have started the second revision and you have finished the second revision, but how you have finished the second revision is very important. The aim is you need to get perfect with each and every subject. It's not like you have finished the subject. First revision, you have finished the subject. Whether you remember or not, it's okay, not needed. Whether you have developed confidence or not needed. But after second revision, how much you remember, whether you have developed confidence on that subject, are you confident? That is very important. If you have not developed confidence, right, and if you have not developed and if you do not remember most of the things, then it's of no use finishing the second revision. See, getting perfect with the each and every subject, nothing but notes. Sir, what do you mean by getting perfect? Getting perfect means you need to remember most of the things and you should develop that confidence that yes, I can do it. Now if the questions come from these subjects, I can answer in the exam. So that confidence you need to get. So that's why try to finish the second revision, right? In the second revision, try to finish the subject within stipulated time. If you feel you have not developed that confidence, you can take some extra time, not more extra time, some extra time, like 0.5 to 1 day, and you try to develop that confidence. You try to finish the second revision, and you need to see how much you remember and how much confidence you have developed in that subject. And obviously you need to give GTs. Hope you have understood. Once again, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how you have finished your first revision, but it matters a lot how you're going to finish your second revision, because your entire preparation is dependent on how you give second revision. And your getting a PG seat is completely dependent on how you're going to give second revision, and what PG seat you are going to get, that is also completely dependent on second revision. So then how to give second revision? So this is the blueprint of second revision. Very, very important, very, very important, the blueprint of second revision. So first, this is known as revision simplified. I call this as revision simplified. You have attended my class micro simplified. You know how I have simplified the microbiology. In the similar way, we are going to simplify the revision here. So you take any unit in bacteriology, for example, any unit in microbiology, for example, bacteriology. In the bacteriology, if you just consider the important bacteria, how many are there, sir? 40 to 50. If you start reading one by one, then it's very difficult to remember, because there are 40 bacteria in front of you. You have finished one, still 39 are remaining. So you feel like still 39. You finish 10, still 40 are remaining. You feel like still 40, right? So that's why what we did, so we grouped the bacteria into 10 groups. You finish one group, only 9 are remaining. Finish 5 groups are over, only 5 are remaining. So only 10 groups in front of you. So like that grouping will help in remembering and finishing, and it will give you a positive boost to move fast and to finish each and everything. So now first thing what we are going to do here is that we are grouping. We are going to divide the subjects into 3 groups. All the 19 subjects, we are taking all the 19 subjects and dividing them into 3 groups. So the 3 groups are here in front of you: the first group, the second group, and the third group. So the first group consists of 8 subjects, the second group consists of another 8, and remaining 3 in the third group. So 8 plus 8, 16, 16 plus 3, 19 subjects. So for 8 plus 3, so 19 subjects. So you need to start your second revision with the first group subjects, then you need to go to second group, then you need to go to third group. So the first preference is first group subjects. And if you see what are the first group subjects, sir, first year 3 subjects: anat, physio, biochem, first year subjects. Second year subjects: patho, pharmac, micro. Along with that, third year PSM, and final year OBG. Sir, why only these 8 subjects you have taken in the first group? Right? Very, very important. Why we have taken only these 8 subjects, and why we have to give preference to these subjects first? Because in the NEET, in the coming next and all, more and more clinical questions are coming, and first group subjects are pre and para clinical subjects. Why we have to give preference to these subjects first? See, understand the basic thing. If you start, most of the students, they start with medicine and surgery. See, if you start with medicine and surgery are very vast. You take a lot of time to read, to understand, to remember. You will get exhausted. After that, you have just finished 2 subjects. After finishing 2 subjects, if you are exhausted, 17 subjects are there in front of you. How you will move forward? So the time which you give just to read 2 subjects, medicine and surgery, you can revise the 8 subjects which are there in the second group, right? Finishing medicine and surgery, 2 subjects, and in the same time finishing 8 subjects. What is important? Finishing 8 subjects are important. You can solve more and more number of questions, because more and more number of questions come from 8 subjects, and you will develop that positive boost that I have finished 8 subjects. Right? After finishing medicine and surgery, you feel like you have finished only 2 subjects. I'm not telling to leave medicine and surgery, but I'm telling you how our mind works. One thing. And second thing, the clinical subjects, the questions coming from the clinical subjects, that is the subjects which are here in second group and third group, are clinical subjects. So the questions coming from the clinical subjects, you can easily guess. But from pre and para clinical subjects, it's very difficult to guess. And in the clinical subjects, right, even if you guess, most of the times you go wrong. That is one thing. Why you go wrong? Because you are not perfect in the basics. What are the basics? First group subjects are the basics. So if you read the first group subjects, and then if you answer the questions from second and third group, there are high chances that your answer may get right. Why? Because those are the basics. Once you have understood the basics, then you can easily answer the questions. There are high chances that that answer will be right. And if you don't read the first year and second year subjects, if they directly jump to clinical subjects, so the questions for which you don't know the answer, so you are going to guess the answer, but there are high chances that may go wrong. I'm not telling always it will go wrong. There are high chances that it will go wrong. So and if you read first clinical subjects, you cannot answer or you cannot guess the answers for the questions coming from the pre and paraclinical. So the benefit of reading the pre and paraclinical subjects is that you can answer the questions coming from those 8 subjects, and also you can answer most of the questions coming from pre and para. Why? You know that just you take the medicine is nothing but combination of physio, patho, micro and pharmac. So if you have read physio, pharmac, patho and micro and pharmac, half of the questions you can answer from medicine without reading medicine itself. And you know that micro, pharmac, patho, these are the subjects which come in each and every clinical subject. You take ENT, you take ENT, infections of the eye, infections of the ear, infections of the throat, right? That is micro. Then treatment for all the infections, pharmac, pathogenesis of all the diseases, then patho, right? So all the first year and second year subjects, they come in all the clinical subjects. That means if you are perfect with the first year, second year subjects, you can answer for the questions coming from the first year and second year subjects, and also you can answer a few questions from second year and third year subjects also. And for the questions which you don't know the answer, you are going to guess, and that guess and there are high chances that that guess will be right if you have read first year and second year subject. Hope you have understood. So that's why these 8 subjects are here. So then why you have joined PSM OBG here, that is a clinical subject? Because OBG is quite different from other subjects. If you have read OBG, you can answer. If you have not read OBG, you cannot answer. But ENT, ophthalmology, medicine, surgery, even though if you have not read, you can guess at least something. Something will be there in your mind. Otherwise, if you read first year, second year subjects, something will come to your mind to answer. But OBG is not like that. OBG is a different clinical subject. You need to read OBG to answer the questions from the OBG, right? So these are the first 8 subjects, right? Second 8 subjects are short subjects, right? ENT, ophthalmology, ortho, FM, skin, anesthesia, radio, psychiatry. So once these 8 subjects are over, first group, jump to the second group, 8 short subjects. Sir, why to solve 8 short subjects in the second group? Sir, directly we'll start the third group, medicine and surgery and pediatric. No, that's what I told. These are very vast subjects. It takes a lot of time. In that time, you can finish all these 8 subjects, right? So in the last, you keep medicine, surgery and pediatrics. I'm not telling to read them, but I'm telling it will help you to finish all the subjects if you go in this order, and it will help you a lot to get a very good score, to get a very good PG seat. Now 8 subjects, 3 subjects, so 3 groups are in front of you. Again you divide into so now first you need to finish the first group. Sir, first group is having 8 subjects, so now again 8 subjects are there in front of you, right? Again you divide into 4 plus 4, so that you are dividing into shorter groups. You are dividing into smaller groups, right? Smaller groups. So now 4 and 3, so you have 5 subgroups. Now your target is just to finish the first subgroup, that is the 4 subjects. So start with anat, physio, biochem and PSM. Sir, how much time to give? First group subjects give 2 days, second group subject always give 1 day is enough, and third group subject gives 3 days. So this is the thing, right? Now each subject you have to give 2 days, which comes in the first group. Now you have to consider, now once you start, I'm telling you, start with the first subgroup, right? Only 4 subjects are there in front of you. Forget about all other subjects, right? Start with 2 days with anatomy, 2 days for physio, 2 days for biochem and 2 days for PSM. So 8 days your 4 subjects are over. Once your 4 subjects are over, don't jump to next 4 subjects. I'm telling you, second revision is not just you are finishing the revision. Second revision is about how much you remember and how much confidence you have developed that you can answer in the examination. So after finishing these 4 subjects, give one fast revision of these 4 subjects. Fast revision, each subject 1 day. So each subject 1 day, so 4 subject 4 days, right? 1 day anat, 1 day physio, 1 day biochem and 1 day PSM. 4 subject 4 days. Here how many days you have given? 8 days. 2 days for each subject. 4 subjects are over, then one fast revision of these 4 subjects. So it's now like these 4 subjects are over, just keep these 4 subjects here aside, right? Now give one GT. So give one GT. So for the GT you are spending 1 day, give one GT. So in the GT obviously you will not score better because you have not given the second revision of all the 19 subjects, but make sure that you have to answer most of the questions from these 4 subjects in that GT. Make sure that, right? Because how many times you have read? So one revision while attending the classes, one reading while attending the classes, second reading in your first revision, third reading here in your second revision, and fourth reading you have given in first revision. So far totally this is the 4th reading of that subject for you. Now at least you have to develop that confidence that yes, I can write, I can answer the questions coming from these subjects. So first 4 subjects are over. So how many days you are taking to develop, to get perfect with the 4 subjects? So first 2 days, 8 days, then fast revision 1 day, 4 days, 8 plus 4, 12, and then 1 day for the GT. So 13 days. So now you have to spend first 13 days in getting perfect with the first 4 subject. Next, move on to the second 4 subjects. Again same story. So 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, totally 8 days. Again give one fast revision of these 4 subjects. So you're spending 4 days again here, patho, pharmac, micro and OBG. Why? To develop the confidence, right? To see that you remember most of the things, to see that yes, I can do it now, I can answer all the questions coming from these topics or these subjects. So give 4 days, 12 days, again 1 day for GT. Now give the GT. Now you make sure that the first 4 and second 4 from these 8 subjects you need to answer most of the questions. Even though you will not get the good score, don't worry, but you make sure that you have to answer most of the questions coming from these 8 subjects. So another 13 days, right? So 13 plus 13, 26 days. You are taking 26 days, almost a month, to get perfect with the first 8 subjects, which are core subjects. Sir, that is too much of time. Yeah, that is too much of time, but you have to give. Sir, can we cover before our need? Yes, you can cover before the need, don't worry. But 13 plus 13 days, 26 days, 4 plus 4. Once 8 subjects are over, now you have developed confidence. Okay, these 8 subjects, now I can answer the questions coming from these 8 subjects. Right, then move on to the next 4 subjects. So next 4 subjects, exactly half of the time what you have given for the subjects which comes in the first 2, which have come in the first group. So spend 1 day each, 1 day for ENT, 1 day for opthal, 1 day for ortho, and 1 day for FM. So totally how many days? 4 days. 4 days. Revision half of that, 0.5 day, half day. That means in 1 day you finish ENT and opthal, in second day you finish ortho and FM. So in 2 days you are going to finish the revision. In 2 days you are going to finish the revisions, 4 plus 2, 6 days, and then give the GT 1 day. 1 day GT. Now you make sure that 4 plus 4 plus 4. So these from 12 subjects. So you need to answer most of the questions from these 12 subjects. How many days for the third group? Sir, 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 1, 7 days. In 7 days, you should be confident with these 4 subjects. Again, the same story. Again, with the 7 days. Short subjects, these are the 8 short subjects, right? So again same story, you have to give 1 day each subject, then revision half day, and finally 1 day GT, totally 7 days. 7 days. So how many days? 7 plus 7, 14 days. In 14 days you are getting confidence, you are developing confidence, you are getting perfect with next 8 subjects, the second group subjects. Totally how many days so far? 13 plus 13, 26, and 26 plus 14, 26 plus 14, 40. So in 40 days you are covering the 16 subjects. Now coming to the third group. So third group, medicine you need to give 3 days, surgery you have to give 3 days. I know it's very difficult to finish the entire thing in 3 days, medicine and surgery, but in this, whatever you finish, that is more than enough, right? Don't extend the time for medicine and surgery. Again, you will get time in future, right? In future reading, don't worry, before NEET. But now just spend 3 days. And obviously for pediatrics, just give 2 days. 3 days is more for pediatrics, just 2 days. So 3 plus 3 plus 2, 6 days. And then 1 day fast revision. 1 day each subject for fast revision. So another 3 days. 1 day medicine, 1 day surgery, and 1 day pediatrics, the fast revision. And finally, 1 day for the GT. Right? Finally, 1 day for the GT. So how many days, sir? 3 plus 3. 6, 6 plus 2, 8 days. You are giving 8 days for these 3 subjects. Then fast revision 3 days, 8 plus 3, 11, and 1 day GT, 12. So finally you are spending 12 days here. 12 days here. So totally how many days so far? So 13 plus 13, 26. Then 7 plus 7, 14, 26 plus 14, 40 days, and 40 days plus 12 days, that is 52 days. So you are taking 52 days, sir. That's a quite long period for the second revision, right? 52 days, almost more than 1.5 months, almost nearing 2 months, sir. We don't have 2 months, right? No, obviously you have 2 months. Don't worry. I will tell you when to start and when to finish the second revision. So totally 52 days you need to spend for second revision. Say once again, I'm telling you, it's not just one revision. See here, you are revising and then you are giving the fast revision. So 2 revisions you are combining here. You are not just giving 1 revision. For 2 revisions, if you are giving 52 days, that's well and good. 52 days your 2 revisions are getting over here, but the name is second revision plus fast revision. That one thing you need to remember. Now if you start from INACT was over by INACT was there on November 20th, right? If you start November 21, so November 21 is over, sir. Today is November 22. November 22 is also about to end. I know that, but consider if you start from November 21, so 10 days of November, 31 days of December, 31 days of December, so 41, then 10 days of January. So till January 10, I'm telling, till January 10, so 51 days. So till January 10 you are going to get 50 days. January 10th. So till January 10th. So if you start from November 21 till January 10, you are going to get 50 days. So this is the time for your second revision. November 21 to January 10. Considering the exam will be on January 10th, right? Considering the exam will be on January 10th, you are getting 50 days. You can easily finish. Obviously, we know that our exam is getting postponed this year, but you people have to fix the date January 10th and start your second revision and give the second revision in this manner and finish it by January 10th. If it is not getting postponed, you can give the exam on January 10th. If you revise in this manner, obviously there are high chances that you will get a good clinical seat. High chances. Nobody can give you 100%, right? Because even if you read in this manner, 1 lakh, more than 1.5 lakh students are going to give the exam, and there are approximately 35,000 PG seats are there. So there you can say that there are high chances that you will get the seat, even if you have your exam on January 10th. You finish the second revision in this manner. So why this manner? I'm telling you why these methods are, because you need to get perfect with each and every subject. It's not like you have finished your second revision, sir. I have finished. It's not like that. Whether you remember most of the things and whether you have developed the confidence on all the 19 subjects that you can answer the questions coming from those subjects, whatever the topics or whatever the entire content covered in the notes, are you confident in that? If you say yes, then that is what is that, then your second revision is like fruitful or successful. You have completed the way you have to do it, in the way you have to do it. If you are not developing that confidence, then your second revision is of not that much benefited you. It's very difficult to say that there are high chances of getting a seat. It's very difficult to say that if you have not developed that confidence after second revision. Okay, fine. Now if you finish the second revision in this manner, taking 50 to 52 days till January 10, sir, what about if our exam is getting if our exam will get postponed? If your exam gets postponed, obviously it will get postponed, there is no doubt in that. If it gets postponed, so what to do after the second revision is also important. After second revision, what next? Start a fast revision. 1 day 1 subject. So how many days? 19 days you are taking to finish 19 subjects and ultimately give one GT. So 20 days you are going to spend here, another 20 days to give one fast revision, right? Now you should develop double confidence after this. Right? So many times you have revised, even after second revision, even after getting perfect with each and every subject after second revision, you are giving one more revision of all the 19 subjects, then you are giving a GT. So now you should be like, yes, I am ready. Even if the exam is tomorrow, I am ready to give, right? So I think you will get extra 20 days time. For example, if you have time after this, still if you have time, what to do after this? So no need to continue with the revision. According to me, the better thing what to do after this are 15 days before the exam, start giving the GTs every 3 days. See, obviously we have started giving the GTs here, we started giving the GTs right from the start of the second revision, right? How many GTs we have given? Sir, 1 GT after first 4 subjects, second GT of the next 4 subjects, third GT, 4 GT, 5 GTs we are giving along with our second revision in 50 days, approximately 10 days 1 GT, right? 5 GTs in 50 days. Then again 20 days we are giving one first revision and giving one more GT, 6 GTs. 6 GTs are over already. Now what to do? Start giving GT. What next? Start giving GTs every 3 days. So this is what your strategy, just 15 days before the exam, every 3 days. Now, because now you are perfect, now start giving the GT, each and every GT. What you need to see, where you are lacking, which is the area in which you have not developed confidence, right? So see that area. So you take a half day, 3 hours half day to give the GT, then 2.5 days are remaining, because you are giving GTs every 3 days. So in the remaining 2.5 day, so you revise those things which you feel that you are lacking, you have not developed confidence. So revise those things and give the GT after 3 days. In that 3 days, again you see, you have to cover those points which you felt you are lacking in the first GT. Now you are going to you have covered that in the second GT. Now again in the second GT your performance should increase. Now you see where you are lacking again in your next GT, then again you try to revise in 2.5 days that part. Again you go to next GT, like that. GT to GT your performance should increase, and the area what you feel you are lacking or you have not developed confidence, you need to revise that part in 2.5 days what you are getting before the next GT. After this, what next? Obviously after more than this you are not going to get the time. More than this your exam will not get postponed. Obviously give the exam, don't worry, everything will be fine. Now very important question most of the students ask, sir, how many previous year NEET papers to give? How many previous year NEET question papers to be solved? So the answer is approximately at least 3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 years paper you need to solve. The question is, sir, when to solve these papers? Right, listen carefully now. When to solve the previous year question papers NEET? So this is the blueprint of second revision you have in front of you. So here what you need to do is, you need to cover at least 2 papers. So 2 papers of 2018 and 2019, not 2020. 2020 you need to cover afterwards. So take 2 papers, 2018 NEET and 2019 NEET, right? So in the NEET you know that there are 300 questions. In the NEET you know that there are 300 questions. If you take 300 questions, you divide the questions. Sir, 8 subjects in the first group, these are the big subjects, right? Big subjects. And second group, these are the short subjects. Third group, again these are big subjects. If you divide the questions equally, approximately, sir, 20 questions per subject, 20 questions for big subject, 20 questions, and 10 questions for small subjects, 10 questions for small subjects. So first 4, 20 questions each subject means first 4, 80 questions, right? Here 80 questions. Second group also 80 questions, 20 into 4. So 10 into 4, 40 questions, 10 into 4, 40 questions, then 20 into 3, 60 questions. So 60, 40, 40, 80, 80. So totally 300 questions, right? Obviously, approximately we are just equally dividing the questions. Big subject 20 questions and small subject 10 questions. So totally it will become 300 questions. Obviously it will differ, but approximately like this. Now why I am telling this is that, when to solve the question papers 2018 and 2019, these 2 question papers you have to solve here. So when to solve here is that, so when you start with the first subject, for example anatomy, at the end of the day, first day, right, solve the 2018 anatomy questions which have come in the year 2019, and in the second day of anat solve the questions which have come from the 2019. So each day you need to do 1 paper. So anatomy, I told you approximately 20 questions of anatomy. It will vary 15 to 25. So approximately average is 20 questions. So first day 2018 anatomy questions, that is 20 questions. Second day again 2019 anatomy questions, 20 questions. So daily 20 questions you have to solve. So first day is the 2018 paper, second day is the 2019 paper. Same with physio. Again first day 20 questions of physio from the 2018 NEET paper, and second day, sir, 2020 questions of the physio from the 2019 paper. Sir, if you come to ENT, Ophthal, Ortho and FM, sir, we have given only one day. Obviously, we have given only one day. At the end of the day, right, I told you short questions, 10, approximately 10 questions will come in each paper. Again, you have to solve 20 questions. How to solve 20 questions? See, both the paper 2018 and 19 solve on the same day. So 10 plus 10, 20 questions. 10 plus 10, 20 questions. In that manner, if you solve daily 20 questions along with your second revision, you are covering the two papers 2018 and 2019 NEET. Right? Sir, what about 2020? Sir, 2020 NEET paper, according to me, so once you give the fast revision after the second revision, again fast revision of 19 days, I told you to give one GT here. Instead of one GT here, you can give, so you can solve 2020 NEET question paper instead of GT. And obviously you don't have a test of 2020 NEET. You just open the book, read, fix the time 3 hours, read the question, read the options, try to solve all the 300 questions. Then afterwards you can correct yourselves. You can correct yourselves. And I told you how to how to know whether you have performed better or not. I told you, see how many questions you have done right and compare it with the NTP indicator which is there in the NKP6 video, right? Then you will come to know how you have performed, and where do you stand. So very, very important, right? It is better to give 2020 NEET paper like a GT by yourselves. Just open the book, solve all the 300 questions, keep the time 3 hours, solve all the 300 questions, then you can see the answers by yourselves in the book without cheating. You need to do, because it's not like you're going to prove in front of everyone. It's about you are assessing yourself. You're assessing yourselves, right? Anyways, so 3 papers you have solved here. After that, even if you want to solve more number of questions, sir, I want to solve 5-year question paper, then what to do? Once you give GTs every 3 days, here in the middle, you can, instead of one GT, you can solve 2000 another 2-year question paper of your NEET if you want to solve. Otherwise, I think 3 years of previous NEET papers, I think it's more than enough. If you want 5 years, then it's up to you. You can, instead of GT, you can solve 1 or 2 papers of previous NEET papers here. So this is how you need to solve the question papers. Once again, guys, I'm putting the blueprint of second revision here. Once again, I'm telling you, I have not stressed so much, but I will stress here. I'm not forcing you to follow this, but I'm stressing the importance of the second revision and the method of second revision, what I have explained. Right? Though I told you no plan is ideal, no revision plan is ideal. So each and every person, the personality differs and the way of preparation differs. I'm telling you, take this blueprint and modify however you want according to your feasibility. But remember that after second revision is not just like you have started and you have finished and you can say my second revision is over. It's not like that. Second revision is the confidence what you're developing, the amount what you remember. Remember, it's not about just finishing. How you have finished your second revision matters a lot, based on which everything is dependent. Your PG seat, your preparation, your PG seat, which PG seat, everything is dependent on how you give the second revision. And I have told you, just your target should be 4 subjects. If you keep all the 19 subjects, it's very difficult. You feel like still so many are pending, right? That will give you the negative boost. So just keep 4 subjects in front of you. Get perfect with those 4 subjects. Give one GT, then go to next 4 subjects. Get perfect. How to get perfect? Give one fast revision after the 4 subjects. Then give one GT. So you are getting perfect. So next go to 4 subjects. So like this, in this manner, you need to give your second revision, and better to start in this way. So this is what I feel the best method. I will not say the ideal method, because I have already told you no plan is ideal, but I can say this is the best method of preparation for second revision. Once again, why I'm stressing this much? Because second revision is very, very important for you guys. See, if you have watched this video, tell your friends also. Always remember, telling your friends doesn't decrease your rank or increase your rank. It's all written here. The hard work what you do, so it will never go waste. The hard work what you have done, you will get it according to that. For sure, there is no doubt in that. Nobody is going to take your hard work. Tell other students also to follow this plan if you like it, and even if they feel that, okay, it is good. And obviously I told you, if you have to modify, you modify by yourselves. And obviously I'm telling you, few students may like my way of teaching and my plans and my nkps and all. Few students may do not like, right? There are students, obviously it's up to you guys. I'm not forcing you at all, it's up to you. I'm just helping for the students, because most of the students, they have texted me that, please sir, tell how to go ahead with the second revision. That's why I have made this video, right? So try to follow this, right? Sir, what next? Give the exam, solve the questions, and always remember, hard work doesn't guarantee success, right? But no success is possible without hard work. Hard work is very, very important. Hard work is, most of the students are telling, sir, please motivate us, we are not developing that interest to read, my performance has come down. See, it's all in your mindset. It's all in your mindset. If you feel like I want to do it, you can do it. You can do it. I'm telling you, you can do it. Once again, I will tell you, second revision, how you are going to finish your second revision matters a lot. With this, happy, what to say, preparation, happy preparation, and start your second revision. Do very well, plan properly, and all the best. Thank you.